I apologize, it cut out for a second. Once again, we're in the book of Daniel, the 7th chapter. And as a few people just mentioned who answered the question correctly, they stated that Christ coming out of the waters signifies that Christ, or is showing a vision or a symbology of the kingdom that's coming after the Roman Empire. Okay? Or signifying Christ bringing a new kingdom. Okay? After the 4 beasts are destroyed. Okay? Let's go back to Daniel, the 7th chapter. Let's read the 2nd verse.
Daniel chapter 7, verse 2. Daniel spake and said, I saw in my night vision by night, and behold, the 4 winds of the heaven strove upon a great sea. And 4 great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another.
So it says 4 great beasts came up from the sea, diverse from one another. Once again, the 4 beasts are Babylon. Okay? At the bottom of Babylon, you had Medo-Persia. At the Medo-Persia, you had the Grecian Empire. After the Grecian Empire, you had the Roman Empire. The question is, which empire would rule after the Roman Empire? Which empire would come and rule after the Roman Empire? In order to get that understanding, you would jump down to the book of Daniel, chapter 7, and let's jump down to verse 13.
Daniel 7 and 13. I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him.
As a matter of fact, let's jump up to verse 11.
Verse 11. I beheld then, because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake.
So it says he beheld because of the great words which the horn spake. We know that the horn is an extension of the Roman Empire, which is America. Okay, go ahead.
I beheld even till the beast was slain.
And it says he beheld till that beast was slain. Go ahead.
And his body destroyed.
His body was destroyed. Go ahead.
And given to the burning flame. As concerning the rest of the beasts, that they had their dominion taken away.
So it says concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away. Who are the rest of the beasts? When you read up in Daniel, the 7th chapter, you read about the 3 empires that ruled before the Roman Empire. Okay, Babylon, Medo-Persia, and Greece. Okay, so it states that the rest of the beasts lost their power. Go ahead.
Yet their lives were prolonged for a season and a time.
Yet their lives were prolonged for a season and a time. Okay, even though the Babylonian Empire, they came, they ruled, they came to their height of power, then they fell. Okay, now even though they fell, they still have some level of government and power in the earth. Okay, same thing with the Medo-Persian Empire. They came, they ruled, they had their height of power, they were destroyed, they fell. Even though they lost their power as the greatest kingdom on the earth, they still have some level of a government and power structure on the earth. Same thing with the Grecian Empire. Okay, so it states, as concerning the rest of the beasts. Who are the rest of the beasts? Babylon, Medo-Persia, and Greece. Okay, they had their dominion taken away, which means they lost their power, their height of power, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and a time, to show you that they still would have some level of power in the last days. Go ahead.
Verse 13. I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed.
So whose kingdom is coming after the Roman Empire? Christ's kingdom. Okay? So once again, when we go to 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, when you see that man ascending from the sea, what Ezra was seeing was a continuation of Daniel's prophecy. Okay? Daniel seen the fall of the 4 beasts, and he saw the coming of Christ's kingdom. But when the Most High explained it to Ezra, he showed it in a way in which Christ was coming out of the waters, similar to how you see the 4 beasts ascending from the waters. Okay? So when it speaks about a man coming from the sea, it's not talking about a physical sea, it's symbolic. Okay? Let's jump over to Daniel, the 2nd chapter, to further clarify this particular chapter, 2nd Ezra 13. Okay? We're going to the book of Daniel, chapter 2. Let's see. We start at verse 34. As a matter of fact, let's start at verse 31.
Verse 31. Thou, O king, sawest, and behold, a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. This image's head was of fine gold, his breasts and his arms of silver, his belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron, his feet part of iron, and part of clay.
So once again, this is a vision of the 4 kingdoms that will rule over the earth. Okay, Babylon, Medo-Persia, Greece, and Rome. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 34.
And once again, it's being expounded in another fashion. And this particular chapter is being showed or expounded in the form of a statue. Okay, and Daniel 7 is being expounded or explained as beasts arising from a sea. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 34. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out.
Before we go there, let's go back to 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. Okay, before we go there. 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse, where do we leave off at?
26.
2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 26.
Verse 26. The same is he whom the Most High, the highest, hath kept a great season, which by his own self shall deliver his creature, and he shall order them that are left behind.
And it says he shall order them that are left behind. Okay, once again showing you that the left behind doctrine is backwards. Okay, Christ is coming to order them that are left behind, not condemn them to hell. Okay, those, as we read earlier, it's easier for people during that particular time period to go through dangers than to pass away as a cloud out of the earth. Okay, proving to you that nobody is going to get raptured. Okay, let's jump to verse 27.
Verse 27. And whereas thou sawest that out of his mouth there came a blast of wind, fire, and storm, and that he held neither sword nor any instrument of war, but that the rushing in of him destroyed the whole multitude that came to subdue him. This is the interpretation.
So now he's giving the interpretation of the fire that came or proceeded out of his mouth. Okay, go ahead.
Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another.
So that's similar to what you read in the book of Matthew chapter 24, verses 6 through 7, where it speaks about nation shall fight against nation, kingdom against kingdom, so on and so forth. Okay, that's talking about the wars that would take place in the earth. Okay, both on the empire level, kingdom versus kingdom, which means empire versus empire, and nation versus nation, which is nationality versus nationality. Okay, go ahead.
And one realm against another.
And one realm against another, to show you that it's also going to be spiritual wars taking place. Wars taking place in the spiritual realm. Okay, go ahead.
And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen which I showed thee. And then shall my son be declared.
So it says his son shall be declared. Go ahead.
Whom thou sawest as a man ascending.
As thou sawest as a man ascending. Okay. So when Ezra saw this vision, he saw a vision of Christ ascending out of the sea, similar to how you've seen the 4 beasts ascend out of the sea in Daniel's 7th chapter. Okay. What is this signifying? This is signifying Christ bringing the kingdom, bringing the Most High's kingdom. Okay. Go ahead.
Verse 33. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have one against another, and an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as thou sawest them, willing to come, and to overcome him by fighting.
Now you can read also about that in the book of Revelation, the 17th chapter. As a matter of fact, we can get that real quick. Revelation chapter 17, verse 12 through 14. Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 12, 17 and 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast.
So real quick, these are the 10 powers or the 10 horns that extended from the Roman Empire. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 13. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast.
So it says, these have one mind and shall give their power and their strength unto the beast, which means they shall be in one accord in a one world order or a one world government structure. Okay, as you always hear about, especially with a lot of what they call conspiracy theorist type information. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 14. These shall make war with the Lamb.
It says, these shall make war with the Lamb. Okay, so that's what you're reading about when you read in 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, about these men making an agreement with themselves to stop fighting each other and to come together and fight against the man who came out of the sea. Go ahead.